Hey guys, this is Torno, and today I wanted to talk about your two starting teams for Dragon Champions. These are the two teams that you want to get at the very start to be able to carry you through both the Order and the Clans campaigns. They're also pretty easy to get early on. All of them are in via the stores or via nodes and such like that. You can also obviously get lucky and be able to get them from in here. There is only a couple kind of epic characters in here, so they're not too rare. Most of them are the rare ones, so that way they're pretty easy to get, so that way you guys don't have to stress too much about them or spend any money. Obviously there is some great starter bundles for at least the Pandas from what I've seen so far. There's one here that includes all four of these, and then there's a separate one that include Matriarch Key, so that way you can get them very early. So, obviously for your order, we're looking at the Pandas here. These guys are an amazingly synergistic team. Patriarch Key is going to be your great healer, and he makes it so any ally healing abilities apply a shield as well, so that way you're going to be able to keep going. And all attacks by allies from the Order will also restore their shield. So they're going to keep constantly be shielded. This is going to be great for your raids, so that way you're able to survive for quite a while longer. And they're also going to be able to have some extra healing here from Key as well. He's supplying a heal there. He's going to be chucking up tenacity there onto everyone, so that way we can keep it going, plus self-control as well, and debuff immunity once you get up to rank 7 there. In here you've got a shield as well, removing a debuff, so we can make that so that it's a 100% chance to remove debuff, which is great. And then finally his basic here, it's going to deal damage, plus he's going to shield Key and a random ally. So Kinley. He's going to make it so that you're going to have constant shielding on your team, which is obviously going to be great to keep you going for longer and making sure that your damage dealers are able to get out what they need to do. He's pretty easy to get. He's just from the guild store as well. So once you hit, I believe it's level 20, and you unlock guilds, make sure you jump into one as soon as possible. Start working through that guild stuff to be able to get it as soon as possible, because obviously he's going to be our primary leader here. Getting this shielding here, I think, is amazingly great. Next up, we've got Rin. And now she's a little bit harder to get because you're not going to have her available until the tower unlocks at, I believe, level 35. But she's like a massive damage dealer on this team. She's going to be stealthing herself, and when she's stealth, she deals additional damage as well. And then from there, you've got the counterattack and damage increase, but this is the kind of the bread and butter for her kit here. Whoops, I didn't mean to spend those. This is meaning that if she gets crits with her ability, she's then going to recover her turn meter, which means she's then going to go faster again, which is just going to get it so that she's just constantly getting this fan of blades out, having this up constantly, especially once you get this higher level. At the moment, I don't have it, but once I get to here, I've got the extra crit chance, and she's going to be recovering turn meter as well from there. She's just going to keep going and going and going. She's an amazing character in regards to like just purely pumping out so much DPS onto the enemy. And then we've got Kinley. Kinley is our tank. He's there taking the brute force from the enemy team. His passive, his leadership ability here makes it so that they recover any health from any crits that they deal and any buffs they apply, but if they are full health, then they recover turn meter instead. So I'm going to try this out once it gets a little bit higher instead of Key's, but at the moment I'm pretty happy with Patriarch Key's kind of leader ability there. This here, he's going to be healing up, but he's also going to make it so that when an ally panda dies, he's going to gain those debuffs, remove his debuffs, and then this resets as well, which is his taunting ability. But it's not just a taunt, he's doing heaps with this. He's going to make it so that if he is the last member there, he's also going to make sure that he gets a whole lot of buffs. So worst case scenario, they kind of knock down your team and stuff. You've then got Kinley, who's just going to go through and wreck them. He gives armor increase to his team, and then on his basic here, he's going to deal damage. But if it's a crit, guaranteed to deal a crit if he has more health. So then, interesting enough, that will then synergize well with this here to make it so that he heals with his crits as well. Next up is Shaolin. So Shaolin is an interesting character. I like him a lot. He's going to deal more damage the lower health he is, so you probably want him to kind of drop down low if you can, but then he's also going to heal up because he deals additional damage if he's full health. So you want him to drop low, or be full health, basically. This one here, he's going to attack a whole lot of times, 7 times. It's random enemy. So I noticed that he does a lot, especially to the boss. This here, he's going to chuck out a whole lot of buffs to allies, but also give a turn meter to your team. So you'll notice there's a lot of turn meter game on this team as well. And this here, if the target's health is above 50%, he's going to heal himself. Which I guess if you're going low, then you can target someone who's high health rather than finishing off someone low. And then finally, Fao. Fao's our last member here, and I like her. You get her very, very early on in the game. She deals increased damage based on the pandas on the team as well. She's going to deal extra damage against burning enemies, but her crits inflicts burning if there's at least one panda. So she's basically there to apply burning to them and then use that burning to deal additional damage as well. This here I really like. It gives dodge increase to your whole team. It also gives cheat death once it's maxed, which is really good. Cheat death means that basically if you were meant to die, then you instead just don't. It consumes the buff instead, and then you get to stay alive. But dodge increase as well there. You've got this here chucking out a whole lot of buffs, and then a crit with this ability decreases the enemy turn meter. Rewinding the enemy turn meter is always going to be great because it means that you get to go faster. And then finally, her basic here, dealing damage, and if this ability deals damage, she recovers turn meter. If this ability lands a crit, she recovers an additional turn meter. So you notice this is a very, very crit heavy team and a lot of crit synergy. Making sure that you have crit runes on them is obviously going to be important once you have those unlocked. I've still got to get through and actually go and unlock them, but they're really cool. I really like them, especially once you kind of have Patriarch Key there as the leader, currently what I'm running. So that way any kind of healing that they do, they're able to keep kind of having that big shield there. Getting the extra shield there is great. However, I'm considering maybe switching over to a Kinley lead once I get this up a little bit, probably because I got to get this part here before it actually does the crit synergy and stuff. So maybe I'll switch over to there. Now, as for our clans team, now that is going to be goblins. However, it's not pure goblins because we have Dieselrog in here as well. So I've got Arnar here. Now, Arnar is basically our tank here. He's going to sacrifice his current health if there's more than one goblin in the party at the start and gain a shield, but he applies that shield to all the allies. Healing applied to him gives him a shield. Gives a shield to all goblins equal to his restored health, and he applies haste at the start. So that's a really great ability there. It gets pretty big, like an extra 40% shield, 80% shield of his sacrificed health. That's amazing. And as I said, he's the taunter. He's the like the tank kind of thing here, but he also does armor decrease to the enemies. And he does something if Sergeant Pigwold was around as well. Restore 10% of his turn meter to each goblin if Sergeant Pigwold is around too. So as I said, these guys are all pretty easy to farm. Arno, you'll get pretty early on, I believe. I actually don't remember how I managed to get him. Oh, I got him in the Stars store, that's right, and I got him in out of an Epic thing. So he's probably one of the harder ones to be able to get. So hopefully you're able to get him early on like I was. I was pretty lucky there. Next, we've got Dieselrog here. Dieselrog's really interesting because he assists every goblin. Every time a goblin attacks, he's going to assist them. And once this is done up, then he's going to do like days and stuff there as well. His special here, inflicting armor decrease, so that way you're just dealing more damage here. And then this here, look at all those buffs, restoring his turn meter and everything. Now, he's specifically anti-Darien, but the main reason we want him here is for this constant assist to be able to help out our goblins, dealing additional damage and stuff. I want to make sure that I'm farming him because I need him high because the additional damage it racks up really quickly with him on the team. Next up, we've got Major Shot here. Now, he's the leader here. He's going to make it so that we have a whole lot of extra stuff for Goblins. Goblins getting buffed up here. Unfortunately, it's not going to help Dieselrog there because Dieselrog, you know, isn't a Goblin. And we're not going to have this access to this armor increase or anything like that, but we've got the chance to decrease our cooldowns every time we attack with our goblins, which is, you know, amazing. He's also got this here, making sure that he restores 1 turn to a random ability at the start of his turn. 30% chance to trigger once more. That's interesting. He's got blindness here, heal block, crit decrease. He's massive debuffer to the enemy team. And here is where he kind of starts doing damage and stuff with his switching to battle mode. Using the ability again, cancel battle mode. Using this ability while in battle mode stuns one enemy there. Now, battle mode, I believe, gives the increased damage and stuff like that, but that's an interesting thing that they don't really have that like listed out here or anything. I can't like click on that to figure out exactly what it does. That's something I've got to kind of look up a little bit. And then he just deals basic damage there. We've got Pigwald here. Pigwald being a ranger. He's going to increase damage and then increase damage per goblin. You've got a massive, like this one will just finish off at enemies, making sure that it kind of bypasses any taunts or anything again. Interesting that if it kills an enemy, it also decreases instantly. You've got Super Shell here, increasing his damage with his next attack. So if you use this here, the lock and load, and then follow it up with the Rocket Strike, I find that you could completely wreck someone. Interesting that you can also decrease that later on there. And then his basic here calls Arnar to assist as well. They've got a lot of different assist mechanics, it looks like. Extra crit damage here. For each living elf, he's anti-elf. We obviously aren't going to be running Dr. Frank, but we've got like increased crit here, increased potency, increased damage, restore turn meter there. So that's a good ability for if you are blinded or something. You can just use that, so that way you don't have to worry about the blind or anything like that. But you'll notice that we don't really have a healer here from what I can see. We've got a lot of damage and a lot of really hard hitting abilities, but no healing. Whether we want to bring in a healer or something like that, I don't think so. We've got our pandas here that we can use if we kind of need the healing or anything like that for the tower mode or anything along those lines. But currently, these guys are just dealing an insane amount of damage. I'm loving them through the clans campaign. But I'd love to hear from you guys. If you're checking out Dragon Champions, let me know. Obviously, we've got like these guys are all pretty easy to get. Like as I said, keys from the guild store, so you'll be able to get him pretty early on. You've got Rin from the tower store, about level 35. Kinley is from where is he from? The guild store as well. You've got Shaolin from the tower store, and then we've got Fao. Fao's just got a node here. I don't think she's in a store as well. No, she's got 3 different nodes, so they stack up pretty quickly. And then looking at our clans campaign, our clowns characters here. As I said, Arnar, I thought he was somewhere else, but he's in the star store there. You've got Dieselrog here. He's definitely he's just easy to get. He's from a node as well, so you'll be able to get him early on. Major Shot is from the guild store, so that's 3 guild store characters, so just kind of unlock them all, and then kind of I think working on your pandas early on is probably the best way to go in regards to those. And then another kind of node character there, and as I said, Sergeant Pigwell's a node as well. So we've got a lot of node characters on the clan side. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. That's it for today. Have a great day. Goodbye.